What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Root. So I'm going to review a relatively new EP by Deuce of Hollywood Undead. Based this product is called Turn Off the Lights EP, and it came out in the spring of 2024. Now the fair about this product here is this is kind of the composition behind this project here is a little bit mysterious within these aspects, considering that Deuce had been given considering the Deuce's whereabouts and the like had been given to Scientology and pitches like that within the recent years, at least up to probably like at least as far back as 2019, 2020 pitches like that. It's kind of within the ordeals. Now Deuce resurfaced in 2022, did a series of projects and songs and features, pitches like that, and interviews, some of those type fairs. That lasted until at least probably mid 2023 pitches like that, and then he kind of disappeared again, pitches like that. But it's kind of the ordeal. There have been some products that have been surfacing with an excellent type pitches. There's a number of these within the particular fair. There are some ones that I've reviewed that are not going to surface until later in 2026. This is kind of something I'm reviewing right now as of October 2025, but across the summer of 2025 I reviewed a series of Deuce projects, some leftover ones I didn't get to back in 2022 and 2023 when I finished up the Deuce catalog as far as this goes. So there's more of these on the way, pitches like that. This is a relatively new type one. Now within the fair of this brief EP, this brief but excellent EP here, there are 3 songs on it within these fairs. Now 2 of these are new more or less within these pitches, but one of which, particularly one of which, Dead and Ditches, is also called When We Ride off of Deuce's mixtape Call Me Big Deuce that came out in 2011 within those aspects. It's kind of the pitch. Now within the fair, that's the only reason why this product would not get a 10 out of 10 within the products, because that's a product that's a song to also be found elsewhere. But other than that, within these pitches, 2 out of 3 within the aspects, you would think it's obviously going to get a higher score than the 6 out of 10. But so within the pitch, as far as saying these 2 new Deuce songs within the pitch. Now I've at least heard Scene for Dummies before. That's a song I kind of downloaded back in the day just within the product of that being like a leftover Hollywood Undead. And that's the particular fair about this product. This is less of a Deuce kind of solo product and more of like the affiliation with Hollywood Undead. These are some spare songs that were kind of around that time. Jeffree Star is on at least one of these, some pitches like that. So it's kind of the ordeal as far as saying just a good get up of what Deuce was up to. Leftover songs and Lucy's that kind of were around that didn't find a home body work back in those days. And there were plenty of these that were kind of on like Deuce and Hollywood Undead, some of these type of folks, Jeffree Star's MySpaces back in those days. Those excellent type products, start getting some of these unofficial type products to kind of have them have like a home body of work within those first. Because some of these, if you look hard enough, are on YouTube. Like Scene for Dummies is one that's over 14 years old on YouTube. Pitches like that was kind of ordeal as far as getting a home body work. Excellent type fare. I'll go ahead and say this EP with the fair behind it, considering I do recommend all 3 of these songs within the pitch, with one of which being a repeat song. I'm going to give this EP a 9.75 just in the pitch. The quality of it's definitely excellent on here. Scene for the 2 more or less newer type songs, Scene for Dummies and the 2 newer songs, Scene for Dummies and Turn Off the Lights, are excellent type fair within these pitches. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about these. Basically, within the fair, this product being called Turn Off the Lights, I would guess within the product that Turn Off the Lights is the single within these pitches. It's a good, nice one that says Jeffree Star on here and Hollywood Undead. It's a good packaging within these fairs about it. It's good composition. The song Turn Off the Lights is like a slinked kind of house party after hours continued noise to get here within these products as far as these fairs are going to happen. This falsetto kind of drunk hours, I'd say, within those pitches. So it's kind of the format. So it definitely feels like the product, just like the drunken after moments within the fair, just something to listen to within the crank at, within the Liddy type noise and the glare type noise is something kind of 1:30, probably past 1:30 a.m. pitches like that. It's kind of the product of just block street walking pitches like that within the ordeals of this. Feeling sing-songy pitches like that, kind of strutting a little bit within those ordeals as far as just like the walk home or the ride, or heading to like the vehicle for the ride home, and like after product just being swashed pitches like that. Deuce does a pretty good hook on here, but the thing I like about Deuce doing some of these type of hooks, like I've said in the past, that I felt like Deuce is an A-list hook artist within these pitches. This is kind of one where he just factory. Turn Off the Lights is one where he automatically factories it in as far as those pitches can happen. It's just the ordeal as far as getting towards it. So it's just kind of the ordeal of just, and it's kind of within a lazy touch sense. It's just kind of one where Deuce probably had a few drinks or so in his system, pitches like that, just enjoying the embellish of it as far as those pitches can happen, where it's just not as much upkempt and kind of full-bound responsible, where it's kind of the product where you have to take flight and kind of have the ordeal as far as being. It's not as much a full-bound type song where you have to be accountable and pitches like that within those ordeals. So it's just kind of pitch. It's just a little bit more reckless and kind of. It's a little bit more reckless and loosened up Deuce as far as this pitch kind of happen within the hook type fair. And then Hollywood Undead is on here as well, and Jeffree Star drops the verse at the end of the song. So it's excellent type pitch. It's good format. Do you like the particular aspect? This is classic type ordeal with some of these type pitches. Definitely falsetto, drunk hours, like I was saying, just the after effect of this after hours type products is something to listen to 2:30, 3:30 a.m. pitches like that. It's like the after products, like the night gets finished off as far as this pitch gonna go, kind of within the pitch. But yeah, I would look after just classic Hollywood Undead type ordeals. These songs are being cranked out on the regular 2007, 2008, 2009 pitches like that within some of these type products. Back when Deuce was a part of Hollywood Undead, and they were just hitting these off the cylinder left and right within those pitches as far as this is gonna go. So that one is nailed real extremely. Definitely a thorough track. Then Scene for Dummies is nice as well. It's like a vintage kind of late 2000s Hollywood Undead to get here within these products. Just crank it up. I would definitely say about this one, just some block commotion and a buzzing type song within these pitches here. So it's just one of those type ones. This one's a little bit earlier in the evening, pitches like that. Probably more 6:30, 7:30 pitches like that within those ordeals as far as like round up the folks, as far as the commotion, kind of get some folks chirp pitches like that, figure out the commotion about what's going to happen. Kind of good. More or less, I would say it kind of reminds me more of Thursday type music, but it can be Friday also within the pitch as far as just like the aspect of it's a more easygoing kind of Friday song within the pitch, but definitely works for like this good type fare. It's like some crank up as far as this pitch going with like the aspect of wanting to get some tear up kind of going within the product of it. So this has that particular aspect. It pretty much en route to pick up like, a good box of beer, get some Hennessy going, some of these type products, other type ordeals within it, vodka, some of these type ones, gin and juice, some of these type aspects in the ordeal. This party favors type song, get the things commotion, get the accommodations ready as far as this pitch game, just figure out the factory type fare for like the pitch, like some blitzing as far as this pitch game goes. So it's just within the aspects as far as those products that happen. Very California-esque, just within the products as far as this pitch that happen, this city streets and block fare within those pitches. Feels less residential, but pretty much works pretty easily for like a gas station run. So that fare is picking up some Taco Bell kind of in between pitches like that within some stuff ordeal. So this kind of pitch, it is like some late shift kind of sunshine pitches like that, just to miss the ordeal of like getting ready to get hella crank pitches like that within those ordeals. So good type product for that. Once again, factory kind of Hollywood Undead and Deuce within those fares within it, just excellent type pitch. And then like I was saying, Dead in Ditches is just a song that's called When We Ride off of the Call Me Big Deuce mixtape from 2011 pitches like that. So that's just a particular one, kind of like a Deuce type version, like a song in like a ride out type fashion, like by Tupac with songs like Hit 'Em Up and Ambitions as a ride. Is excellent that Deuce could do some of these type ones. I think Deuce did fuck with Tupac within those aspects. I mean, he did do a rap song to Ambitions as a ride at one point, so it's just similarities in certain fashions. Deuce could kind of be more or less like a good variation, like a white Tupac pitch like that. He definitely had some energy within those factors, just within being able to have that powder cake kind of craziness within those factors. Definitely gets that Shriko kind of concern kind of going on. Definitely gets that Shriko kind of concern going on with songs like America and some of the pitches with them for him. But excellent type ordeals within those aspects. Other type ones, blitzers like that. Some of the ones from like the Nightmare EP and Invincible from 2017. Some of those type ones, good pitches like that. But yeah, that's the fair about this. That's fair about this EP here. So 9.75 out of 10. Now the search score I'll go ahead and give more or less. Probably I'm going to give it like a 10 out of 10 as well within these pitches, because it's good type factors getting these treats of songs here as far as these pitches can have. But I'm not sure the pricing behind this as to how to go about purchasing this. This might be on iTunes or Amazon, some of these type places. It's kind of recent within these fairs, but I think if you look hard enough, it's probably within the availability as far as finding out. Within these fairs, considering that Deuce is no longer part of Hollywood, considering Deuce is no longer part of Hollywood Undead, and the mystery of what particularly happened with like the relationship between those folks is kind of mysterious. It's kind of within the aspect as far as saying some of these type songs may be just easier to download off of YouTube pitches like that, because they are just spare type songs. But I question, I'm not as full bound sure if like the copyright for these songs would be as full bound in effect within these pitches. It's at least kind of more or less kind of in transit to becoming like an official product, but it's just kind of fair with the mystery behind what Deuce is up to and whether or not this has his stamp of approval pitch like that. It's kind of within the fair. But if this would have came out in 2013 or 2015, it would have been a different story. But anything concerning Deuce probably past like 2019 or 2020 is just a complete kind of a loop. It's just a complete kind of a loop and elusive type aspect of wondering whether or not it would be official within those aspects. But it's this kind of pitch, I mean, more or less, it's good product here. That's the point that matters within these pitches. I think Deuce probably wouldn't give a damn or a shit within these pitches as far as these pitches can happen. It's an excellent product. It puts Deuce in a good light and pitches like that, so it makes Turn Off the Lights EP makes Deuce look excellent. It's just overall bona fide shrill type product. So within the pitch first, and it's definitely a good get up and a must have to kind of have within those aspects for the most part. The only real slight to it is they probably could have just used a third song within those pitches that would have had a little bit more kind of like exclusiveness to kind of kind of exclusiveness kind of towards the other, and that's pretty much a classic here within these aspects. So it's just within the fair. So 9.75 score. Pretty much, I would say 10 social within these aspects. Just the blissiness, just these two songs within aspects as far as getting some hammering type Deuce within aspect of him being more elusive. Just a throwback to times of like the late 2000s, early 2010s pitches like that were just blistering within those aspects. Just classic get up and good fray of like what help pump out a lot of hits out of the 2010s pitches like that. So some good type ordeals. Just another one. So in terms of the future within these aspects, the unfortunate thing is I've covered most of these Deuce products now within these aspects. This might be one of the last ones to get to unless more starts to come out, which would be excellent type fare. But within the pitch, this was kind of one I recently discovered. These are kind of getting tougher to track down within these pitches. There might be maybe possibly one or two more Deuce type products within some degree of fashion, but they're just not as commonplace, kind of easy to find within these pitches. I've reviewed, I mean, Deuce, when you actually get the get up of all of these, there is at least one more now that I think about it, which is the Black Dahlia remixes, which is a Hollywood Undead like remix EP pitches like that. But apart from that, I've pretty much reviewed like 15, 16, 17 different Deuce products if you count the stuff he did with Hollywood Undead. So it's kind of pitch as far as saying there's quite a few of these. Deuce is one of the reviews I've done the most on my particular channel at this particular stage. Now there are other ones like Lil Wayne and Jeezy, some of those folks, but definitely within pitch, he's definitely near the top as far as his pitch can happen. I'm going to get, but of course, I'm going to review all these particular products within the easy type ordeal. So it's just going to happen like that. But this is the Blistering type 1. I will get to Black Dahlia remixes, pitches like that, and some other type ones if I can find them. But this is more or less like a classic, definitely a secret type package that has some good treats on here.